Hello and welcome to Math200 Statistics Online here at Cañada College. My name is Lapuz. In this video, we will go over a homework problem. This is a homework problem from section 6.1. It says that the lengths of pregnancies in a small rural village are normally distributed with a mean of 265 days and a standard deviation of 13 days. What range would we expect the middle 50% of the lengths of pregnancies to be? So they want to round an answer to one decimal place. All right, so what are we looking for? We are assuming that this is normally distributed, that our scenario here is normally distributed. So we have our normal distribution. We know that the mean is 265 days, a standard deviation of 13. It's kind of hard to mark the 13 as a standard deviation, but one way to do this is that mathematically or graphically there is a place where the concavity changes here. It starts going from concave down to concave up. And so at some point, now this is a distance of 13, but marking that is not really that important. All we have to know is that this is our standard deviation. So we have our mean and our standard deviation. In this particular problem, we want the middle 50%. So we want this area over here to be 50% of the whole population. And we are looking for these numbers here. These are the pregnancy days that will capture the middle 50%. And so if we are looking for areas, we're looking for a normal distribution probability. If we're looking for these values, we're actually looking for an inverse normal distribution. So we had established that this is going to be, our variable is going to be a normal distribution with a mean of 265 days and a standard deviation of 13. Okay, now to find this value, let's concentrate on this first one first. This first value over here. What we want to do is we want to use the parameters for our normal distribution. That's the mean and standard deviation. And we want to know if we're looking for the value, we're looking for the area on the left side. So that is going to be the inverse norm that we're going to catch. So we know that this is going to be 25%. This is 50% in the middle. And then so we also know that this is another 25%. All right. So there's a calculator way of doing this, an inverse norm, but we're going to use Google Sheets. And the command in Google Sheets is going to be, so Google Sheets. So we want to type this in a cell. We're going to say equals, and then we're going to type norm. It's norm.dist. Let's try this again. Norm.dist. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the distribution. We want norm.inv for inverse. And then what we want to put in here, the first parameter is the area to the left. So that's the first parameter. Our second parameter is going to be the mean. And then a third parameter would be the standard deviation. All right. So in our problem here, what we want to do is we want to say equals norm.inverse inv, norm.inv. Area to the left is 25%, so we want 0.25. The mean is 265, and then the standard deviation is 13. Okay, and likewise, we will get this answer for this pregnancy days is going to be the norm.inv parentheses. Now we want the area to the left. The area on the right side is 25%, so the area on the left side of that would be 75%. So 0.75, and then 265 and 13. All right, let's go ahead and pull out our Google Sheets. And let's put in some of these values. All right, so I have this kind of typed up already. So this is norm.inv. Let's put the dot here. In some cases, it doesn't really matter. We have the x value, that's the area to the left, the mean and standard deviation. So the area to the left, let me press enter here because this is set up so that I just have to change these numbers. So I have a 265, and then I have 13 for the standard deviation, and the area to the left is 0.25. All right, so a better way to do that without using the little template that I have is just literally to type in what I had already said, norm.inv, and then the area to the left is 0.25, that's 25%, and then 265, comma, and 13, and then that's our result. So round off to one decimal place, it's 256.2. So let's go ahead and put 256.2 for this. And that makes sense because it's on the left of 265. If you got a number bigger than 265, then that's wrong because this is happening on the left side. All right, let's go back to our sheets and change this 0.25 to 0.75. And then now we get 273.76, round off, that's going to be 273.8. So this is going to be 273.8. All right, so that will be your results. We got 256.2 and then 273.8. We are using the normal distribution, and in this case we're using the inverse normal distribution function. So in the calculator, I think it's called inverse norm or INV norm, but you can look that up. All right, hope that helps. Good luck.